If your gym workouts are looking like a bodybuilder's workout, you're sabotaging your running. I can affirm this because I'm a runner coach and graduating in physiotherapy. And I have seen this all the time. People are actually making trainings that were made for aesthetics and thinking they're going to improve their performance at running. And they might think, oh, but running is just running. It doesn't matter the strength training, it doesn't matter the plyometrics. That's a big mistake. And I'm gonna show you in this video why is that. But before that, just subscribe to this channel because basically here I help runners to run and to train specifically for running, to improve their performance, to run pain-free, and also avoid injuries, which is something so important. And we're going to start talking about why runners imitate the wrong model. So many times you're going to Instagram, seeing some cool workouts, grabbing anything, and that's super bad. Another thing that we have like massively is the old gym culture, which we're just gonna get the big guys and we're going to copy them, thinking, oh, if I'm stronger, it's always better. So if I'm lifting more weight, that means I've improved. And that's a myth because when we're talking about running, other stuff are so much more important as running economy, as cadence, contact time, stiffness. And this stuff, basically the gym workout, the traditional just forgets completely. So let's start thinking about the differences between the bodybuilder and the runner when we're talking about what we really want to achieve in a training session, in a strength training session specifically. So the bodybuilder will seek for hypertrophy, fatigue, isolation, all those muscle isolations. Oh, it's only going to be biceps and this kind of stuff. And when we're talking about runners, we need to think about efficiency, stiffness, elastic return. It's completely different. The focus isn't on just lifting heavier and becoming a bigger aesthetic person. Of course that can come as a bonus if you're doing a great job, but it cannot be the main focus. It really can't. So three signs that your strength training is hurting your running. So the first thing that we see all the time is when you feel heavy when running. If you feel always heavy and you cannot just flow into it, it's because probably your strength training is bad and you're not doing plyometrics. And that makes you heavy. Makes you heavy. You have no athleticism, and that's death, for a runner. And another thing, and the second sign is your cadence starts to drop. So I don't know if you know exactly the concept of cadence, but it's basically the movement you do, that cycle, and the speed you can do it. And the cadence basically defines if you can run like for a good capacity to finish the races well or not. Because when your cadence is too low, you're gonna have more impact. You're gonna have more that feeling of being heavy when you're running. And also you're gonna have way, 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 way worse time. So, if someone is low on cadence, they can never finish a good race on a short time. Those great runners who finishes like 5K to 19 minutes, 17 minutes, 15 minutes, they have such a great cadence. And that's something massively. You never see someone who's running well and has a low cadence. That doesn't happen. So this is a sign your strength training isn't being effective. And the third, legs are always sore, but pace isn't improving. So you're always feeling like you're putting so much effort, but when you look at your timing, your final timing for any mileage or kilometer, doesn't matter where you're talking in the world, because in Brazil, which is my country, we talk about kilometers, but maybe when in the US and some other places, you're going to be talking about mileage. And it doesn't really matter, but If you're talking about like 20 miles and you finish so heavy, you feel like you put so much effort, and when you see your time, it's like, whoa, 4 hours and a half, 5 hours for 20 miles, Jesus. And then you think, but it felt like I was running so well. But when you look, the pace, it's completely high, so that doesn't work. And that's probably a big, big, strong sign that your strength training, your gym training isn't helping you to improve. And of course, you have to also check your running and all you're doing there. But it takes a lot more. It's both the running spreadsheet that you're following, but also the gym workouts, because they're interconnected and something can't be separate from the other. What a runner gym session should look like, Gabriel. Low volume, high intent. Many times we're gonna think that if we're talking about running, we're gonna go into the gym and stay 3, 4 hours. That's a lot. If you're a runner, you have to be very, very intent. And that means we're going to focus on unilateral workouts, plyometric emphasis, and we need to get our bodies into the highest athleticism capacity and level we can achieve. And that's completely different. That's completely different. It's something that changes completely what you do inside it than what you would actually do if you're focused for hypertrophy or bodybuilders workouts. So you cannot do that. So maybe you'll find shorter sessions, but they'll have a clear purpose. And when we talk about this, we're also talking about injury prevention and pain prevention. So many times we're gonna do like this stability workouts that people will look and think, oh, that's so easy. He's just like with a mini band or a super band, and oh, that's so simple. That's so like physiotherapy, and many times it actually is pretty hard. I see this the whole time. I receive these clients right here in my studio, and they're like, "Oh, I thought it was easier. Oh, I thought it was just so easy." But when they actually start doing, they see that it's completely different, and it's a whole and new entire world. So most runners don't need more motivation. They need a better method. If you're doing like bodybuilder workouts and stuff, and it ain't working for you, it's because probably that really won't help you. And I can affirm that because I have lived this in my entire life. And I have seen the whole time people that fall in for aesthetics because it's pretty easy. It's something you can see. So you always think, oh, that's the way. But when you look at the time when they're running, it's completely poor. But when you look at a runner, maybe that guy has a lot of strength, but he doesn't have that size and stuff. And he runs so well. And then you think, what is wrong? I'm trying so hard and I can't evolve. Why? It's because of this. And this is exactly why I created a 7-day program called Run Strong 7D, just to teach runners how to train strength the right way. It doesn't matter if it's in the gym or at home, you can adapt everything. Of course, if you have more equipment, that will be better. But if it doesn't really matter. If you want to know more about it, just call me here down below on the comment sections, and you'll have also the link to access this program. It costs only $990. You have lifetime access, and you can start it the right way. But I would like also for you to just keep this. If there's something to remind from this video is train like an athlete and not like a physique competitor. Because if you're focusing on physique competitions, you're definitely not gonna run well. So just know what you want, really, and follow that. And can I be big and also run strongly? We'll talk about that in another opportunity. But there is that possibility. But you need to really make things all correctly so that that works. I will help you with that. So just subscribe to this channel so that you don't lose this content, and I will see you next time. That's it. Thank you guys, and see you next.